Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Cod and Two Minds podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, Cod and Two Minds. E. Marshall back again with.
Hey, what's up? It's Fitty Mac.
Fitty Mac. What's been going on, man?
Oh man, it's been a while, man. I missed everybody. But never fret, never fear. I'm back.
Well, we're glad to have you. You know, it's tough. it's tough doing a podcast by yourself. It really is.
Yeah. I could imagine.
I apologize for that last one. I want to go ahead and apologize to Bellerin for saying he looked like a Puerto Rican. Anyway, never mind. Arsenal with a big victory today. Let me just go ahead and get some things off my chest before we go ahead and start this. Excuse me. But this was one of those games where we're playing a desperate team away, a team that's, gritty and likes to fight, especially at their ground. And I must say the way Wenger had the team prepared from the beginning, it was fantastic. That's all we want as fans. I don't know. Well, what are some of your thoughts?
I know. Exactly. And I try not to come at this from a negative angle, but I just come out of the locker room like this. Yeah. Come out of the locker room like this always. Like make this the personality of your team, is that we don't dog it. We're not going to dog it, We're gonna fight you tooth and nail, no matter where we're playing, who we're playing. We're gonna fight you tooth and nail. That was the big difference for me today. Was the energy. You saw it from everybody, even Ozil, Blockhead. I mentioned last week that everybody looked a little dead after the international break, but coming into this game, I thought the energy was great and the mentality to fight. You know what I mean? Was great. Yes. One of the things I always look for early on when we're talking about like how much energy do we come out with is I don't get why sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't, but the passing was hard, crisp passes to the next person moving up the pitch. And when we pass like that, because, Wenger, you scouted all these guys. Everybody's incredible with the ball at their feet, okay? So nice, hard, crisp passes can move the ball up the pitch really fast, and we did that today. We did that Definitely. with like poetry. We did it,
It was more of the style that, that kind of brought me and you to liking Arsenal. It was quick one touch passes, movement, and always going forward. None of the sideways, backward shit that we've been accustomed to lately. Before I go on, let me just go ahead and mention something about the lineups. It is a shame, here we are late in October, and we finally get to see Lacazette, Ozil, Sanchez play together.
Yes,
that is that's saying something against Wenger, because here we are, we're late October and we're just getting ready to see these guys. And then when we finally do see them, we get incredible shit. And it's like, wow, we could have been seeing this all year. What's going on? But, when business isn't done in the off season and, what do they call it? Lollygagging around, indecisiveness. It has an effect on your season. I'm sorry. I've been saying that for a while now. But
it's kind of cool.
This is a perfect example of that.
It's kind of cool that you brought it up because it was one of the things that just kind of struck me during the game as well. I was just like, man, like if he could have just kept his locker room in order, you know, and done the business the way, hey, not saying that he does business un-Wenger-like. He's very consistent. He does it the same all the time, but that's not how business is done now in this day and age. You got to lock them up. You got to make your offers. You got to concede some stuff. It can't just be the hard line that you're playing. But anyway, you know, like I was just saying, like, you know, finally, like you were just like you felt, finally, we got them all together. You know, hashtag San Ozilzet, the attacking three up top.
Okay. You gonna get that trending? Okay, I like it.
You know, let's see if we can get that trending, y'all. San Ozilzet.
The people that listen to this show, they don't really participate, dude. So you know what I mean? Like,
hey,
I don't even want to get on them.
Hey,
you know
behind the curtain. Are we pulling the curtain back, people?
They just kind of listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No participation, nothing. So anyway, I'm good with it.
Yeah, they're good lads. They are.
But so let's see. What else was I gonna say? Oh, okay. Let me ask you this. I thought, you know, you thought Ramsey played great today, and I thought he did too. But just when you see Lacazette, Ozil, and Sanny play together, I think Wilshere is a better fit, or he's on their vibe as far as how they want to play. You know what I mean? I just think if you take Ramsey out and you put Wilshere with them in this kind of mood, I think it's going to be a thing. I think it's going to be a thing to behold. You know?
Yeah. You know, we hadn't seen Jack for so long that you forget, like, you know, like when you haven't soaked enough of Jack up in a while, you don't realize like exactly how special this kid is. He, you know, it's his vision. Like you know how we were saying, like, you know, well, it's too bad Ozil's there because that's where Ramsey should be playing. Yeah. But that's where Jack should be playing. I think he is the most Ozil-like kind of player there. Like, as far as his vision and his way to, I was tripping on the midweek game in Europa League, how many times when he chose to make a pass that he like shifted directions. You know, like Everybody was going one way and he spotted the guy on the other side and, like, you know, was just like throws like everything in chaos in the box, you know. Like his vision is amazing. Like he's a great kid. I like him.
I like his little touches around people. You know what I mean? Like you know, he can dribble by you and still create and make a pass. No, I completely agree, and I just think he's a better fit with those three as far as the vibe. I'm now, you know, getting up and down the pitch and covering the ground that Ramsey covers. Jack's not going to be able to do that. So, you know, it depends on the competition and who we're playing.
There you go.
I would like to see Jack in there instead of Ramsey. You know what I mean?
I agree.
In certain situations. So, but yeah,
I agree.
Xhaka in the first half was rough. Was really rough, the speed of the game, but he really, what I say, he really got the hang of the speed when Everton went down to 10 men. He started playing. He started playing lights out, man. I was like, damn, look at him go.
Yeah.
But then I remember Everton had one of their little black, you know, defensive midfielders he got anyway.
Ghana, whatever his name is. Hey, you know what's a trip too is, like, I noticed when it got down to 10 is like Xhaka, like all of a sudden he kind of started trying to like boss the field a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And like I was thinking, like, the only reason why is so he could be the one that slides into like the I don't have nothing to do space, you know, like,
right.
Like, hey,
Right,
no,
I
no,
gotta
you
grab-
go over here and you go over there, so I could just chill right here. Like,
He made a tackle. He took somebody down. I mean, he started showing out when they were down to 10.
Yeah.
But I will say this about Xhaka. Just he's got an incredible left foot. I don't mind him shooting at all. He rattled the post again today, and some of his set pieces, we scored on the corner midweek. He delivered it to Purr. So, he's coming along. But as far as his role as a holding midfielder, I just don't think that's a good fit for him. You know what I mean? Especially in a Premiership.
Like, I mean, the thing that tricks me out is I thought about it today, and I was like, he's so good with his foot. Like maybe he should be playing up the pitch a little bit. But when I think of his physical ability to, like, what can he do? Like, I almost feel like, I guess he's a person that's stuck where he's at. Like, he has to play back there, I think, because
if you go back and YouTube Bergkamp's I'm not saying Xhaka's Bergkamp, but they move the same way. They're both stiff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're both real stiff and kind of big, but they can. Bergkamp technically is way better than Xhaka, but I'm just saying, like, he moves like Bergkamp.
Okay.
And I don't think he can be a striker. So I don't know what you do with Xhaka.
Right.
But anyway. Wenger likes him. He's got a good haircut. He's clean shaven. So
I see him fitting in. He's figuring this thing out. He plays well when we're doing all this passing shit and all over. Like, he's good at it. But the one thing you said that's true, that left foot is butter, man. It's butter.
Yeah, he strikes the hell out of it. I will say this after the Watford debacle, and Pork Chop Dini. His comments, blazing, just on national TV, basically saying the team has no balls. It was nice to see that we kind of had a reaction today, because I wasn't expecting it. Like I said, playing a desperate team away, a team that usually plays as good, it wasn't looking good for me. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I was glad that they did have a response for Pork Chop Dini.
Well, let me give you just a couple option A, option Bs then. So, do you think that our response out of the locker room from the start of the game was affected by Pork Chop Dini's comment? Or do you think it was finally we've got this is our full power lineup right here, and we're fired up. Let's go whip some ass. Which one do you like better, option A or B?
I think the team was fired up. I think they were, because that was embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be like, fucking Kevin Durant being like, man, them fools on Cleveland, they ain't got no balls. They're a bunch of marks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like all after the game, just talking shit. And I just think this group, especially with kids nowadays, they care what people think, and the sharing and the online, and that shit went viral. I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure it got under their skin. And plus, like, I think it was a little bit of both. These fools are finally starting, so it's like, hey, let's show these guys what we're made of. Kind of could be the thing too. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it was nice. Some sort of reaction was nice, and I'm guessing, that's what that was all about, as far as energy and grit,
I'm gonna always include Nacho Monreal in the talks for team player of the year. There's nobody more dedicated to the squad. Well, I mean, that's not fair to say, but he's as dedicated as anybody else on this team, man. He loves being out there. He plays as hard as he can, which, he's maximizing his talents.
You're speaking to the choir.
I love I love him so much, man. And he's a rare thing to add to that whole left side. You notice Kolasinac, because we had our high-powered strikers all up in the front, like Kolasinac, he didn't really get involved that much. He kind of picked and chose, but he did, and especially even a few times at the end, But even when he comes up and then Nacho pushes up to kind of support him, like our left side of the pitch is strong, man. Like Nacho can come in and help. Kolasinac can like spot a person. Alexis ass is running all over the goddamn pitch. Like, you know.
No, yeah, definitely. I thought the way Bellerin and Kolasinac played today was very responsible, and they picked and chose wisely. And I think you know they're Kolasinac already knew because that's where he played last year, that kind of wing back role. But Bellerin, I think he's getting the hang of it, and he didn't really piss me off as much today. You know, he had his hair straight back in a ponytail. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Lipstick. You know, just out there doing his thing. But yeah. I mean, all around, just great. I'm very pleased, but I'm not going. You know, I'm not going to overreact on any of this shit. You know,
I know. Yeah, that was my other option. Option B was, you know, like, you know, were we just more dominant, or was it just because we played Everton? You know, I know a lot of times it's A or B, and most of the times it's actually a little both or whatever. But playing Everton, is that what just helped us look dominant? Is that the deal? Is that what happened?
Well, yeah, that's a great point, and that you would think that would be the case, but Everton are desperate. You know what I mean? And when we come across desperate teams at home that play us well, we lose. Yeah. Or we find a way to shit the bed. And today we beat that ass. But Everton are desperate, so you know, they had to come in the game thinking like, man, we got to get something out of this, and we just played them off the park. So they're garbage. You know, you can't get rid of big backed African dudes who say they're Belgian. You know, you can't sell them people to Man U and not replace them and be like, okay, we'll be fine. You know
right.
I knew Rooney was going to score a goal today. He always does.
Yeah.
So, you know, hats off to him, but it, you know, had no effect on us. But anyway, we're getting ready.
Like you were saying, you know, I mean, a desperate team, blah, blah, all that, you know, like I did actually remember that this was the fixture last year when I lost my mind on Dan Thomas, because he lost his mind. How in the hell could Arsenal go to Everton and lose? And
exactly.
And, you know, a lot of people could say, come on, man, it's Everton. It's not necessarily like you're going to just go into Everton and just like spank them. And I think that may have had some of the attitude today, too. A little bit of a revenge game. Like, you know, they beat them last year.
Definitely. No, I completely agree. And that's another reason coming into this, I was like, we're going to fucking lose. But it didn't happen. And that was great. Before we end this, 5 goals today from Arsenal. Woo. Which one was your favorite one? Then I'll give you mine, and we got to get out of here for, you know, the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Let's see. Which one was my favorite one? I think maybe the Ramsey goal.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna
refresh my mind. Who slipped? Somebody slipped in the pass. Was it? Could have been Jack, maybe.
Yes, it was Jack. That's right. So Jack got the ball in the middle, made one nice move around a guy, and saw Ramsey take off on a run, which is why Anyway, saw Ramsey take off on a run. Ramsey controlled it well, and then he just slotted it like cool, calm, and collected. You know,
took his time, put it on top.
Yeah,
definitely.
And
I'm going with.
I was just going to give it up to Ramsey because, I've rode his ass a lot for the last couple years. And I'm just telling you, like, you know, I got a little different take than you probably on Ramsey, maybe, like, as you were saying, you know, maybe Jack over Ramsey. I know, but, like, I'm just like, man, I just feel like right now he's at the top of his game. He's just...
You're right.
And, you're right. You know, once again,
it's done the last.
Well, once again, like I was saying with Montreal, like like the top of his game, I guess, I mean, that doesn't mean like, oh, so that makes him one of the best in the league. But I'm just saying he's giving you everything he can. Like,
yeah, no, you're right.
Smart runs.
He's playing much better. He's making good runs.
Smart runs, hustling his ass off, finding holes. I think he's linking up with those guys up in the front pretty well. So anyway, I just wanted to give it up to him and stuff and just say, hey, man, I think Ramsey's playing really well. I think he's earned his spot in the starting lineup right now. But I do see Jack playing really well. He's been playing great in Europa, and you know what? If they split time, I'd be fine with that too.
You're such man. I mean, come on. You're such a diplomat. That was beautiful. But yeah, no, I'm gonna have to give it to. Right now, yeah, Ramsey's playing really well, and hopefully this continues. Because this is a good Ramsey. Seems to be keeping things simple, being a little more responsible. So yeah, it's about damn time,
right?
It
really is.
They've been with the team. They've been with the team forever. My favorite goal was Ozil's because he used his head.
Okay,
and he messed up his pretty little hair, and just when you think Alexis has gone off the reservation and is doing too much and is hogging the ball, he always makes one of those cute little crosses to somebody in the box. And today it was Ozil, and it was a beautiful finish because it was rare. He never does
sweet,
that.
So sweet,
So great game, great victory. I don't know who we play next. I haven't looked. I take it one game at a time.
One at a time. I think our next game is Lyon in Europa.
Okay, good. That should be interesting. I don't give a shit. And
hey, did you notice?
Moving forward,
did you notice? Was it just me, or did the goalkeeper look extremely stuffed? Like he ate too many pies last night.
No, he did.
Oh.
He did it, and he doesn't. His body is not very athletic at all. It really is. You know what I mean? And when you're absolutely right, the shorts, they was all just wrong. Wrong.
Just eating his shorts up. Just eating them.
He's a young kid, and he's gonna be a big fucker.
Yeah.
He's young. You could just see he's still, filling out. But yeah. What else? Oh, the podcast comes out every Monday. Go over to iTunes, SoundCloud, subscribe, rate, and review. You won't. Oh gosh, no. I don't want to participate.
Yeah.
No.
And you could tell your friends now because I've taken a survey out there. I know, people actually know what a podcast is now when you say it. I remember when I used to say oh no, I like to listen to podcasts, and people, what the hell is that? But people know what they are now. So you could be like, hey, go check out this podcast.
That's what you said to me 2 years after I was listening to him.
Yeah. See, I'm a late adopter. I'm a what do they call it? A laggard. I'm a laggard.
You're a neo-Luddite. Okay? Get your turn down, player. I'm playing. All right, so that's it. Ray Donovan tonight. Have a have a great week. Happy Monday. I'm at eMarshall, EMARSHO. You can. The show is at CITM Podcast.
And I am at Gooner Rush. At Gooner Rush. Hit me up on Twitter if you like, and go over to iTunes, man. Go check us out. Give us a rate and a review. Say whatever you like. I don't take anything personally, so whatever you want to say. No. And
exactly.
Peace, man. It's good. It's great to be back and talking to everybody, and we'll see you later. Peace.
Wonderful to have you back, Fitty. Have a great week, everybody. And, peace.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review the show. All feedback is much appreciated. If you would like to contact the show, drop us an email at citmpodcast@gmail.com. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITMPodcast, at Gooner Rush, and at eMarshall. That's EMARSHO. The music in this podcast has been provided by Statics. If you like what you hear, be sure to check them out at staticsentertainment.com and follow them on Twitter and Instagram at StaticsMusic. That's STATX Music. Peace.